All right, Graveyard Shift family. It's a new morning here in Indiana, and I've taken the time to kind of process last night. I got my right hand man, Kevin, here with me, and we've just kind of been discussing the lack of activity last night. And I would love to know your opinion, but I don't know. I've never really been in a haunted location that was that quiet. Like, usually something always happens, like, as soon as I get there. And I was like, I felt the energy there. Like, I felt the energy, and that's what me and Kevin were talking about. Like, is there a distinction between a location being haunted or spirited and the act of residual energy? Like, can those things be two totally different things? So it was like you could feel the flow of. I mean, at one point in time, that place was a brothel and it was a saloon, so people were coming in and out with all types of energy, and it's like you can still feel that in there, but it didn't feel like anyone in particular was moving around and being active in there. And it's like you would think a location would be haunted or spirited because someone took their own life and the life of someone else is there. But then it's almost like it's, are we just willing this place to be haunted because of the actions that happen there? And maybe it's not. So that's what we're doing today. We're trying to figure all of that out. And that's what brings us to the uh, Woodlawn, I believe is the name of this resting community. Yeah, don't give me the line. Y'all know I don't be paying attention. I just was driving. But no, I think it might be called the Woodlawn. If it's not, I will correct myself in the comment section. But this is where the Starks are buried. You have John Stark, who took the life of his wife, Jane, who went by Jennie as a nickname. Her actual name is Jane Stark. Now, both John and Jane both died in 1903, and they both are buried right here at the Stark family plot. See, there's a lot of Starks buried here. You have John Sr., Leanna, his wife, John, that's our John, his wife, Jane. You have Margaret, Betty, James, and Alexander. But the interesting part, and what makes me also want to come have this conversation here, is the fact that why are they buried together? I just find it very, very interesting that someone who took the life of his wife, a victim, is essentially buried with the person that hurt them. So I'm just curious of what that is and what that seems like, and how does she feel about it? So yeah, let's set up for a spirit box session, y'all. Let's get to it. All right, family. Here we are at the final resting space of the Stark family. You guys have a little angel up here. Somebody put here for you. I'm sure that's for you, Jane. Jen, Jenny, whichever name you prefer to go by. So my name is Dalen Spratt. I'm with a group of people called the Graveyard Shift. And what we do is we come to resting communities like this and we try to speak to those who may not have been spoken to in a very, very long time. And we just allow those to just tell their story. Um, to be honest, I heard the story about John and Jane. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was horrific. So I drove down, I flew into Indiana from Atlanta, drove down to the Stark Saloon. So I visited your family location and I saw where the tragedy happened. And I tried to do some investigating there to see if I could get, I'm gonna be honest, to see if I could get some sort of paranormal response. and it just seemed to be very, very quiet there. So I thought I would come pay my respect here at your resting space and maybe just see if I could get some responses from you here. But Jane, I would love to hear your story and hear your truth. John, the same goes to you. Now, I don't think it's a matter of did John take your life in his own, but it's more so about why and where are your spirits now. So you can talk to me through this box. I would love to hear from you. Y'all, I got my microphone on, so I'm gonna see if I can use this without using the speaker. The last time I used the speaker and the microphone, it came off a little bit too loud. So we're gonna see. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to me? 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 Can you tell me your name, please? You said no, you can't. You said that's just rude. But I would like to know your name so I can know who I'm talking to. So I just heard Jane. Jane, did you say your name was Jane? She said I did. Okay, so Jane, people refer to you as Jen and Jennie. Did you go by those names too? So what was the name you preferred to be called? Okay, I would like I said, I would just love to reference you as the name you would prefer to be called. Okay, so Jane, did you know that we were at the saloon last night? Maybe I did. Were you there as well last night? Did you see us in the saloon last night? So, does he said he's from Dallas? I am from Dallas. So, does your spirit frequent that location? I mean, that was your place of business. You were there a lot. You lived there, I'm assuming. Do you remember what happened to you in that building? You said not really. I heard shot. I heard shot. Do you know who shot you? Can you tell me the name of the person that shot you? Sound like you said a customer. Now, who just said a customer? John, is that you there lying? Jane, do you know why John shot you? Jane, do you feel like you did anything wrong in your relationship? So y'all both did? But you didn't deserve what happened to you, right? Okay. I'm curious to go back and hear all of that. Like I feel like I was picking out bits and pieces, but I feel like so much more was being said. So I'm gonna edit that. Uh I'm gonna get back to Jane. I'm gonna get back to Jane. And I kinda wanna talk to John. Because I feel like that was John that spoke up when I asked, "Do you know who killed you?" And he said, "A customer." Like, why would you say that? like, why would somebody say that? So, John, are you here? Yes. I feel like you have a lot you want to say, but I need you to introduce yourself. What's your name? Now, did I hear John twice, or did I make myself hear that? I heard I'm his parent. Is it his dad? So are you John Senior? Yeah. Okay, Mr. Senior. Why are you stepping up to talk for your son? Oh, hold on, family. Boom, Kevin. So John Senior, wouldn't he be the man that gave his son John the letter? So John, that's why you trying to jump into the conversation, Senior, because you know it was an event that you kind of set off a little bit. Hold on, it's a lot of people involved now, y'all. Let's get down to it. I feel like this is an episode of Jerry Springer or Maury. Let me cross my legs to show y'all how serious I am. Gotta cross my leg to let you know how serious I am about what we talking about. Get my talk show host vibe on. Now, John, we have John Jr., John Sr., and Jane. Per the story, Jane was cheating on John Jr. Someone caught her and sent a letter, but the letter was accidentally sent to John Sr. John Sr. opens up the mail, reads the letter, and then decides whether he should give it to his son, the rightful owner, which was a letter stating that his wife was cheating on him. John Sr. decided to give the letter to his son, John Jr., because why would you steal mail, right? John Jr. reads the letter and then immediately kills his wife and then himself. Those are technically the chain of events. Does that sound about right? Is that what happened? He said, I know it's a lot. It is a lot. So out of all three people, who feels like they had involvement in what happened? Jane, do you feel like your actions contributed to what happened? She said it hurt him. So Jane, what made you cheat on John? Jane, do you regret making the decision to cheat? Okay, let me ask you this. Jane, did you cheat on John? Something about my husband? Oh, I can't wait to hear this, to edit this video. I'm going to ask you one more time, Jane, just for clarity. Did you, in fact, cheat on your husband, John?
Where?
Okay. Next person. John Sr., what made you give the letter to your son? How did you feel like your son was going to react? Did you think there was a possibility that your son would hurt his wife? Do you regret ever giving your son that letter? You said no. Why don't you regret it? Did you feel like your son deserved to know his wife was cheating on him? Okay. John Jr., how did you feel when your dad gave you that letter? Something about shooting? Why did you feel like you needed to take your wife's life behind her cheating? Why did you take your own life afterwards? Her shot me. Okay. So it feels like all three people were involved in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Who do y'all feel like is the most responsible for this act? Somebody said the other two. Who just said the other two? Jane, do you feel like it's John and his father's fault? John Jr., do you feel like it's your dad and your wife's fault? John Sr., do you feel like it's your son and his wife's issue that you just fell into? Have y'all forgiven each other yet? No. Okay. Who hasn't forgiven anyone yet? Who's still holding on to these emotions and feelings? John Jr., do you forgive your wife? You said, I don't know. Jane, do you forgive your husband? Are y'all at peace? Jane, let me ask you this last question. He said, ask me, how do you feel being buried with the person that took your life? Okay. Well, Miss Jane, is there anything else you would like to say to us? It hurts. Somebody sneezed and somebody said, bless you. John Jr., do you have any last words? Said, there's your answer. John Sr., do you have anything you want to say? Last question. Do your souls have to or ever visit the location in which you lost your life? All right, Stark family. I appreciate y'all's time and allowing us on this journey through your life and through your story. I hate the way that it ended, but I mean, it's a story that's still being told since 1903. I hope you all are resting well, and I hope you all find peace on the other side. I'm Dalen Spratt, and this is the Graveyard Shift. Love, love, love. Catch you next time. Yo, I got a true crime channel coming. I know that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but everything to do with something. I got a true crime channel coming really soon, y'all. The Graveyard Shift True Crime. If you love true crime stories and you love hearing stories similar to this, but without the paranormal feel, get ready. I've been working on something spicy for you. It's about to get spicy in the true crime field, baby. Because the Graveyard Shift is taking over. Love, love, love. I hate Jane is buried with her killer. That's whack. That's horrible.